and people know that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital.
Yogan deal is aided, again spilling why all, and the plot just thickened with the Diddy and Usher situation. Allegedly Usher's mom, Janetta Patton, is also like, enough is enough. Record needs to be set.
Remember, Usher went to stay with Puffy. Now that was a business decision right there, because I didn't know Puffy. I didn't know him.
Child, if there's one thing Usher's mom should never have done it, was to allow Usher to go live with Diddy. When he did, because Usher is never going to escape all these stories involving Diddy. But did you know that after Janetta apparently found out what was happening with Usher at the Flavor Camp and Usher being taken to the hospital, because of Diddy she wanted to sue to get seated? Guys is messy, so Usher is catching more stray animals this time because he was mentioned in the latest lawsuit against Diddy by Lil Rod. Well, he wasn't exactly mentioned by name, but a redacted excerpt caught the attention of followers because it was clearly pointing to Usher. I mean, an artist who performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency. That sure sounds like Usher, right? As for the context in which Usher even came up, apparently Diddy was bragging to Lil Rod about hooking up with two people in the industry, one of them a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj, allegedly Meek Mill, and the artist who performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency, and now with Usher's name coming up again. Apparently he's not the only one who is not having it. Sources have reported that his mom also wants to set the record straight about a few things that happened with Diddy, one of them allegedly being that Diddy is actually responsible for Usher ending up in a hospital, and that Usher's mom even wanted to sue Diddy. But even before that, when it comes to Usher's mom, there always been the question about whether she knew what was going on, and I would understand why some people would think that she was complicit because there were tons of reports speculating about what was going on back in the day. You want to tell me that she never read any of them? Or nobody ever called her to tell her that something fishy was going on? And the only thing Usher's mom previously said directly about Diddy was when she was asked how she was comfortable leaving Usher with people like Diddy and how she made sure people were not taking advantage of him, and she said that she had done her homework and knew it was the right.
I was assertive, okay? I did my homework. You know, the industry that he wanted, you know, as a single parent, it was very difficult at first, but it was his dream. You know, so I had to really do my homework. And that's how I nurtured that career is, you know, I found the right people to associate with.
Admitted that she didn't know much about Diddy at the time when Usher was first signed to Face Records, but she gave him to Diddy as a mentor, and Usher moved to New York to stay with Diddy. Usher's mom said that when Usher hit puberty, he basically lost his voice and record labels no longer wanted anything to do with him, and Diddy, who was with him when the record label wanted to drop, he said he would take him, and that Usher's mom just had to trust him, so she trusted him, and Diddy being Diddy, he totally took advantage of Usher. Allegedly, in fact, according to sources, Diddy is even the one who turned Usher. But not because Usher wanted to, and stories have been told about some of Usher's skeletons as well, since the Flavor on Camp days, for instance. There was a time when he went to a gay club after some Broadway shows, and according to someone who also went to the club, everyone was in Usher's dressing room drinking champagne when someone came up with the idea that they should go to a club, and that's when the source claimed the group went to a popular gay nightclub, saying we weren't looking for a gay club. It just happened. I mean, most of us were gay, so we just went to a place we knew. The source then said there were half-naked men everywhere, and Usher didn't seem to mind, adding that Usher was talking all up in this guy's face. I thought the two of them were going to start kissing. At first, I couldn't believe my eyes, but then I thought this was Chelsea, so anything goes. About 20 minutes after as I got there, a crowd started to form around Usher, and we decided that it was time to. We all had a lot of fun. Though I know he did when it came to the skeletons. Usher was also accused of spreading an STI by two women and a man. There's a woman named Quantasia Sharpton, along with Jane Doe and John Doe, who sued Usher, claiming they all hooked up with Usher, and they all said he risked their health by not telling them about his alleged diagnosis and were seeking unspecified damages. Of course, there's also John Doe, who claimed he spent the night with Usher at a Koreatown spa in Los Angeles and also got infected. Baby, these lawsuits were swept under the rug, and there were even reports that Usher paid $1 million for it to go away. And the rumor mill is saying that this is the same diagnosis that landed Usher in a hospital courtesy of Diddy, and it's that incident that apparently pushed Usher's mom wants to sue. But there are people who still say to date that they don't believe that Usher's mom didn't know what was going on before that incident. Well, when Usher was asked by Howard Stern whether his parents were okay with whatever was happening at the Puffy Flavor camp, he said had no idea what was going on with this. The allegation is also supported by the report that people who were working on Kim Porter's book before Diddy stopped it from hitting the shelves again, that Usher's mom confronted Diddy when she found out what was happening and wanted to sue Honey for what I'm having a hard time understanding is what happened with the lawsuit. Was Usher's mom paid off? Was she threatened? And why? After Usher has been named in the latest lawsuit, is it that she finally feels compelled to say what happened, or is she no longer afraid of Diddy because he does not have the power he had all those years ago? Well, in light of the lawsuit Lil Rod filed, Gene Deal has been confirmed that there was indeed a situation that ended up with Usher in the hospital. Maybe, as far as Jane is concerned, Usher had no business singing praises about Diddy when he did his interview on Club Shay, because they both know what Diddy did to him.
Telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy.
I don't know, guys, these days, I also have to say, and imagine how Gene sat around and watched a lot of what Diddy was doing and didn't do anything to stop it, if you ask me, and he gives some pretty specific details in a lot of his videos. I just watched it all happen without ever intervening. I mean, shouldn't he have gone to the police as this stuff was happening or something? It's 20 or 30 years later, and now he wants to tell all. Anyway, I'm not here to talk too much about the GAN deal. I just thought he needed it to be checked for being kind of complicit, because from the way he has been talking for years, this is not someone who has ever been scared of Diddy. Is okay as far as Usher is concerned. Maybe he will one day speak his truth. Think about what really happened when he was at the Flavor camp. During his interview with Howard Stern, that the things he saw were out of this world, and that as an adult, he would never allow his child to go to that camp. He has also said that when the time is right, he will include the details in a book someday, so maybe he just needs a little more time and a little more grace. As for Mother, as much as it has been reported that she's lived about Usher's name being brought up again, there are still have questions about what role she played in Usher being taken advantage of Diddy. Do you think she was complicit? Or do you think she was too scared of Diddy to do anything about it? Is it possible that she never knew what was happening until Usher went to the hospital? And if so, why did she still leave Usher with Diddy? So many unanswered questions. What do you think in the comments section below?